Deaf South Africa has welcomed the crowning of Mia Le Roux as Miss South Africa. She becomes the hearing-impaired winner in the 66-year history of the pageant. Well, joining us now is Bruno, Druchen, who is the National Director, DeafSA, and Francois Deysel, sign language interpreter. Good evening to both of you. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. In the pageant's 66 years, and 30 years into democracy, this is happening for the very first time.
Yes, yes, it is the first time. We as the deaf community appreciate that Miss South Africa team allowed her to participate as a deaf participant, and because normally deaf people feel excluded from these main events because we feel that we are equally to the hearing community. And yes, it's the 66th event, and we are very happy that she won the crown, and that she's been crowned last night, on Saturday night.
Well, it should be a victory not only for those who are hearing impaired, but generally for people who have all sorts of channels, who don't meet, beauty pageant's idea of normal.
I know exactly what you mean, and you're right. I always say that deaf people and hard of hearing people and people with disabilities are beautiful people. They can participate in these events, but the challenge is that for people to get access to these events is always a challenge. It's for them, for the environment, to accept them and to make sure that they can participate. Mia proved this. She proved that it's possible. She has a cochlear implant, and we are extremely proud of her. She's beautiful, and she definitely have on Saturday shaken South Africa, and I'm sure she will do as in the world pageant as well.
What do we need to do as a nation and as a people to really be consistent, and about in the way we influence these sorts of platforms? In other words, avoid a situation where it happened in 2024, and the next time something like this will ever happen again will be in another 6 years.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think you're right. We need, because South Africa, it's young in its democracy, and I know that we are living in this democracy, like you said, it's 30 years, but we struggled for South African Sign Language to be an official language, and DeafSA have campaigned, and we as the deaf community haven't given up, and we noticed that in the world that other countries have their languages as an official language. So that's why that inspired us to fight, and I hope it's not going to be another 66 years for Miss South Africa to have all these kind of platforms. But Mia proved that this is possible, and I'm sure that people, the private sector and the government, are seeing that this is possible, and that that inclusivity is possible, and that we promote inclusivity, and we have been campaigning for inclusivity, and she has shined a light on inclusivity, and that it's possible, and it's possible to participate. And I'm sure that other people can follow suit on these kind of platforms.
And I'm asking this because moments like these are, yes, to be celebrated, but also to be seized. So then the question becomes, how do others join in the struggle that has only been yours, perhaps to a very large extent?
You know that, first of all, many parents who do have deaf children or hearing impaired children, many parents, they lose hope for their child. Their parents always think, my child is disabled or my child is deaf. What's my child's future? And many parents lose hope. They don't think nothing will come to their child because of this disability. But Mia is a massive role model that went through the struggle and proving that it's possible and giving hope and giving these kind of messages through to deaf women and to parents that their children can do succeed and that it is possible. Mia herself has a cochlear implant, like I said. She didn't give up. That wasn't a perfect solution for her. She continued through the struggle. She never gave up. And she said she will continue to fight for this and to make sure that she can come out on the other side.
Hopefully, millions of other South Africans will indeed join in as well to make sure that never again do people who are hearing impaired get discriminated against. Instead, these will be a lot more embraced by not only pageants, but by broader society as well. Thank you very much, Bruno Druchen, National Director at DeafSA, and Francois Deysel, Sign Language Interpreter.